What goes around comes around. This story is about the sad life of Sarah and the merciless bullying she endured from the heartless cool kids, Maka, Rosie, and Claudia. But in a cruel twist in serendipity, Sarah will be given a choice. Her long-awaited salvation was delivered by evil. Let's all see how her story ends. Sarah works and studies at the same time in her parents' butcher shop. She stares longingly at her classmates out there having fun. Maka catches her and gestures rudely. The group continues talking about fun things to do that day. Claudia excuses herself to pick something up from the butcher's. Rosie joins her. This has just turned out to be an awkward moment for Sarah, but her parents aren't helping one bit. Sarah gave Claudia her stuff while Rosie took a sneaky photo on their way out. Claudia and Rosie joined the group and laughed at what she posted. Sarah was ordered to grab something, so she took the chance to check out the post. It made fun of her whole family, calling them the 3 little pigs. She accidentally liked the post and got angry at herself then. Claudia fondles a pink bracelet similar to what Sarah had, which hinted that they may have been friends at some point. But Claudia is with the cool kids now. She headed to the pool with her boyfriend Pedro. A suspicious white vehicle awaits. A waitress goes around serving drinks and got harassed by the lifeguard. A stranger sat silently, caught the lifeguard's eye, and got threatened. A closer look at Sarah's family situation shows an overbearing mother and submissive father. Clearly, Sarah is a teenager who just wanted to be left alone. She looks on as the group posts their fun times at the pool while she's stuck studying. She sneaks out then while her mother is asleep. Sarah makes her way to the pool and was a bit glad that it's empty. The white van is still parked nearby. She changed and felt self-conscious. She hears a splash outside and sighs. She goes out, and just as she's about to go in the pool, the stranger pops out. Sarah was surprised but moved on. But then Maka and her gang of bullies arrived and started to verbally abuse Sarah. The stranger suddenly caught up between them. Sarah chews a bit of her hair as a coping mechanism, but she also got made fun of again. Sarah dove in to escape the hurtful words. As she got out, the stranger has already left. She went under again. But when she surfaced, Maka tried drowning her with the pool net, all the while continuing to hurl abuse. Sarah was pleading with them to stop. Sarah managed to escape and again takes a dive, but didn't notice the lifeguard tied to the chair. She comes out to find the gang taking all her stuff and making a run for it. Sarah had no choice but to run home in a bikini under the intense summer sun. Then a car with obnoxious boys started bullying her and throwing all kinds of threats. Sarah is downright terrified, even more so as a couple of them got out and started harassing her. She can't do anything but cry hard in terror and shame. Sarah decided to go off-road to avoid any further encounters, but she suddenly spotted the stranger's van. She cautiously approached and slowly walked past it. But behind her, Maka was struggling to get away. She was caught and dragged into the van. The van went past Sarah with the stranger taking a quick look at her. He stopped and a figure appeared on the back window. It was Claudia, and she also sees Sarah outside and immediately starts asking for help. Sarah is terrified, but the stranger only stared and even left her a towel out of concern. Meanwhile, Claudia's cries were just ignored. Sarah and the stranger reached an understanding, and he went on his way. Sarah took the towel and headed home. A guard asked if she's okay, but Sarah ignored him, still extremely rattled from the event earlier. Sarah went straight to take a shower, but her mother rudely intruded and orders her to help in the shop. She went straight to her room to calm herself with a snack. She again checked the post about her family and thought, good riddance. Her father asks her to get a light bulb at the shops. So Sarah went and found one but noticed the friendship bracelet and guiltily got rid of it, the stranger picking it up. Sarah paid for the light bulb and considered getting her favorite snack but changed her mind. But the stranger buys them instead. Sarah walks out and finds a commotion outside. Apparently something bad happened at the pool recently. Her mother dragged her along since she's into small-town gossip, the van following close behind. There's already a lot of old ladies gathered there, and the word is the lifeguard's dead body was found while the waitress is missing. Sarah threw up, and her mother told everyone she was at the pool. The police begin questioning her, but she lied and told them she was at the river instead. This is where she confessed of the bullying. During dinner time, her brother suggested using the find feature to locate the missing people. Then her mother served her salad to lose weight. Even at home, Sarah is bullied. She fights back, but her mother just dismissed it. Claudia's mother barges in to gather information about her missing daughter. But Sarah's mother was mad since the kids are bullying Sarah, and she sent her away. Sarah was stressed out and went to her room, but she was out of snacks. But she finds one left for her near the window. She freaked out a bit, but then quickly panicked. Sarah then had the bright idea to secretly borrow her dad's phone to locate her own. So she sneaks out again and goes back to the scene of the crime. As she continues to explore, she finds a nail, pieces of clothing, and blood. Eventually, she locates her backpack as fireworks illuminate the scene. Unfortunately, the stranger appeared behind her, but he meant her no harm. They both hear vehicles parked nearby, and they go on to hide. It was the parents of the missing kids. They managed to get a signal for the phone's locations. The stranger hushes Sarah as they hide from the parents. Eventually, he left. Now Sarah has to hide from the parents. Then one of them screamed. She found a dead body. The police were also nearby and got alerted. They hurried over just as Sarah is making a run for it. She manages to escape while the police deal with the parents. Sarah made it home and threw her clothes in the laundry. Later that night, she fantasized about the stranger and the romantic tension between them. She was interrupted by someone out her window. It was Pedro. Pedro confronted Sarah about why she lied about going to the pool. He saw Maka's video post confirming Sarah was there. Sarah admits that they all bullied her, took her clothes, and nearly drowned her, but she still insisted that she doesn't know anything. Pedro felt bad that the girls were picking on Sarah, so he shared his smoke with her and apologized. Sarah coughed, and the pair had a light-hearted laugh at this. Pedro pleaded for Sarah to tell the truth since all the parents are blaming him for Claudia's disappearance, and his father will beat him for it. But Sarah is still very hesitant, but she promised to tell only if Pedro gets accused. Claudia's mother, Elena, now confronts Pedro, demanding to know where Claudia is. It was the waitress they found dead earlier. Elena sees Sarah and focuses her attention to her. Sarah's mother comes in to the rescue. Then Pedro outs Sarah by telling them all that she lied about not being at the pool. Elena became hysterical and starts attacking Sarah, but her mother fights back. Eventually, the police had to break them up. Everyone is at the police station, and Sarah had to be questioned again. Sarah had no choice but to admit her lies and to painfully go through the girls' torment all over again. But she still kept quiet about the stranger. Sarah's mother demanded to leave, and the guards have no reason to keep them. Outside, they run across Pedro and his father. Pedro looking like he was just beat up. The stranger is in Sarah's room being a creep when the father caught him. Sarah and her mother just arrived home just as the stranger is finishing up. Sarah finally had enough and stands up to her mother, but she asks Sarah about the towel, which was actually Claudia's. It has blood on it. Sarah is now cornered, so she lashed out and let all her pain explode. The stranger suddenly shows up and hits Sarah's mother. He was about to take care of Sarah's little brother, but she calmly stopped him. They both leave the house. On their way to the van, they come across the bullies from earlier. Again, they all hurled insults at Sarah. The stranger had enough and backed the van into the three assholes. They drove in the dead of night. The stranger gave Sarah a snack and she sees her bracelet from earlier. But then they accidentally crash into a bull in the middle of the road. The stranger carefully carried Sarah into his warehouse hideout and laid her on a slab. Sarah wakes up shortly and finds herself in an abattoir. She got up and explored her surroundings a bit and eventually finds Claudia and Rosie all tied up. Sarah tries to free them, with Claudia hysterically asking where the police is. Sarah tried in vain to undo the knots. Claudia realizing that Sarah didn't tell anyone what happened and that no help was coming. They all hear someone coming and everyone panics, Sarah getting confused as to what to do. She accidentally pushes Claudia down the line. Just then, the sounds get closer, and Rosie tells Sarah to go and get help. Sarah rushes out to hide, and the stranger called out to her. She watches as the stranger cuts Rosie. He then goes out to look for Sarah, but Sarah is quite good at hiding. Sarah eventually stumbles upon Maka's corpse and she screams in horror. The stranger finds her and drags her back, but he tries to calm her down. He then gives her the knife and encourages her to kill her bullies. Claudia screams for help as the stranger riles up Sarah. Sarah did a war cry but attacked the stranger instead. He was very disappointed. He takes the rifle, but Claudia kicked him, and Sarah got the knife and stabbed the stranger. The stranger hits Sarah but accidentally fires the gun. Claudia got her hand blown off. She screams in pain as she dangles with one arm. It took all the effort Sarah has to launch herself at the stranger. She took a bite out of his neck, and after struggling for a while, the stranger bled to death. Sarah, realizing that she just killed the only person who truly cared for her, was inconsolable. Rosie and Claudia just looking on. Sarah picks up the rifle and shoots Rosie. She then carefully aims at Claudia. Claudia squeezes one final apology before Sarah shot her. Sarah drops the gun and walks away, revealing that she has freed both Claudia and Rosie, the two girls struggling to get up. Sarah walks along the highway all bloody and bruised. Pedro was driving by and helps her out. Sarah holds on tight as they head to town to get help. As they speed towards town, Sarah slowly lets go of Pedro as she's finally free for the first time in her life.